The concrete block crashes through the container's false bottom at exactly 8:17 a.m. Chicago warehouse, November 22, 2022. Criminal supervisor Roberto stares in disbelief as what should have been $27.9 million in illicit cash spills out as worthless construction materials. "Where's the cash?" Roberto screams, his hand moving toward his jacket. "Where's our $27.9 million?" Veteran trucker Mike Sullivan, 55 years old and supposedly innocent, stands frozen beside his 18-wheeler trailer. Four security personnel surround him, weapons ready. Behind Roberto, warehouse workers frantically search through the remaining 5 containers, finding only more concrete blocks. "I don't know what happened," Mike stammers, his weathered hands shaking. "I picked up irrigation equipment in Austin like always. Same route I've driven for months." But Mike Sullivan knows exactly what happened. 8 hours earlier, at 3:47 a.m. in an abandoned truck stop near Austin, Texas, he and his accomplice, Danny Morrison, had pulled off the most audacious organized crime theft in American history. They had exactly 45 minutes to transfer the real cash to Danny's waiting van before the GPS tracking system came back online. Before I walk you through the full story, I just have a small favor to ask. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and let me know in the comments. What city are you watching from? It's always amazing to see how far this audience is reaching. Now let's get back to the story. Now, as Roberto's finger tightens on his radio to call criminal enforcement, Mike realizes his performance as an innocent victim is the only thing standing between him and serious consequences. This story started 18 months earlier when the pandemic destroyed Mike's 30-year trucking business in 6 weeks. Every major client canceled contracts. His house was foreclosed, trucks repossessed. By September 2022, he was homeless at 55, sleeping in his cab. Then freight broker Carlos Martinez called with salvation. Specialized equipment route, Austin to Chicago, twice weekly, $3,200 per load. Client doesn't like drivers who ask questions. Mike's first pickup, midnight, unmarked warehouse, 6 heavy containers. Supervisor Miguel: "You transport equipment. No questions, exact route. Any problems?" Mike needed the job. Got it. Third delivery in Chicago. Dropped container, revealed bundles of cash. Security frantically collected millions while Roberto grabbed Mike's shoulder. "You saw nothing." Mike realized he was transporting criminal organization money between major American cities. But he also realized something else. Their accounting was chaotic. Miguel often miscounted cash stacks. Security didn't cross-check manifests. They expected 2 to 3% shrinkage due to operational losses. His first theft was pathetic. $300 palmed from Miguel's counting table while Miguel took phone calls. But it bought real food instead of gas station hot dogs. Over months, Mike's thefts escalated systematically. He brought maintenance tools to create excuses for moving around freely. While checking tire pressure, he accessed supervisor lockboxes using memorized passwords. He paid security personnel $500 tips for extended access during truck maintenance. Mike discovered Roberto kept handwritten manifests tracking shipments. During deliveries, while Roberto drank expensive tequila Mike provided, Mike photocopied manifests and studied cartel money flows. His breakthrough came when he realized containers rarely held amounts matching their manifests. Working with Chicago's often intoxicated night shift, Mike convinced workers that containers sometimes arrived light due to Austin miscounting. During quality control checks, he pocketed $15,000 to $20,000 per shipment. Mike created fake invoicing for fictional truck maintenance services. Miguel approved payments without verification, assuming legitimate business expenses. Monthly theft through fake billing, $8,000 to $10,000. By November 2022, Mike had stolen $234,000 through 11 different schemes. He'd learned the route's vulnerabilities, memorized security protocols, and identified a construction zone where electromagnetic interference could disable GPS tracking. Then Miguel announced, next Tuesday, biggest shipment ever, $23.7 million. Extra security, 4 guards, 2 chase vehicles. Mike built an EMP device and recruited Danny Morrison, his former mechanic. November 22, 12:17 a.m. Mike pulled out with $23.7 million. At 3:47 a.m., he activated the pulse at mile marker 197. GPS died, radio went silent. Danny waited with van and crane. They transferred 6 containers holding $27.9 million total, then filled the trailer with concrete blocks to match weight exactly. At 4:25 a.m., systems reactivated. Miguel, where have you been? Mike, GPS went dead in construction zone. Which brings us back to the Chicago warehouse at 8:17 a.m., where Roberto discovers concrete blocks instead of cash, and Mike Sullivan's life hangs in the balance. Check the GPS records, Mike insists, maintaining his innocent act. I never deviated from the route except during that construction zone blackout. The GPS data supports his story. No route deviation except for a 45-minute gap near mile marker 197. Weight sensors show normal cargo throughout the trip. Roberto studies Mike's face, looking for tells. But Mike's 30 years of legitimate trucking make his confusion seem genuine. That night, Mike abandons his truck and vanishes. The FBI launches the largest trucking investigation in Bureau history. Mike's theft triggers massive criminal organization raids, resulting in 127 arrests and $340 million in seized assets. His crime accidentally destroys the entire criminal network and rescues 89 human trafficking victims. Mike becomes Thomas Richardson, living quietly in coastal Belize with a false identity purchased for $2.9 million of stolen cash. 10 years later, every Tuesday at 3:47 a.m., someone places fresh flowers at the abandoned truck stop where the heist occurred. Security cameras never capture clear images. Local truckers insist it's Mike Sullivan himself, still operating in shadows, still outwitting everyone who tried to catch him. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one.